the United team.
OK. All right, now to what could be Arsenal's most important signing of the window. Mikel Arteta side are 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League, and there's more good news today involving Saka. So, Michael, fill us in.
Yeah, big news for Arsenal, and of course, you know, Arsenal have been were very busy in the summer, but it looks like he's Bukayo Saka, of course, Mr. Arsenal, has agreed in principle a new 5-year contract with the club. His deal is up in 2027, and the new contract will run until 2031. This was one of Arsenal's what they wanted to do during the season. We know they've been extremely busy last summer. Let's be honest with you, over the last few years, Mikel Arteta, I mean, he ripped the club up from the start, didn't he? And sort of started again. There was big characters like Mesut Ozil, Aubameyang,
yeah.
You know, they were big names, big mouths. And it's a new Arsenal, but there's many players from the academy back then, and one of them highly regarded, Bukayo Saka, and now one of the leaders.
He was never going to leave, though, was he, Carve?
I think he gives me vibes of like being a one club man. I struggle to see him wearing anyone else's club shirt. He's been at Arsenal since he was 7. But this new contract just shows you how well run Arsenal are now, because I remember not too long ago, towards the end of Arsene Wenger's time at Arsenal, the problem they had holding on to players as well. You know, they were becoming a bit of a selling club. Players needed to leave to win things. Saliba signed a new contract. Gabriel signed a new contract. They've tied Saka down, even though I think he only signed a new deal about a couple of years ago. I think back in 2023, he was rewarded for his great form, and he's being rewarded again. And one of my colleagues in the Times, Gary Jacobs, says that he will be the best paid player at Arsenal. According to Gary, he's going to be on £300,000.
At Spurs, there's been some breaking news, though, in the last hour. Michael.
Yeah, news we brought you in the last hour that Spurs are close to completing a deal to sign Sousa from Brazilian side Santos. He's a left-back. He's only 19 years of age, but the fee will be around £13 million. Medical expected over the next few days. Now, hopefully for Spurs supporters, he will be ready to be part of the first-team squad because they need bodies. Currently, you've got Jed Spencer's left-back, but obviously he's right-footed. Destiny Udogie, really good player, but he gets injured quite a lot. You've got the wonderful servant in Ben Davis, but listening to Tim Vickery, he said he's very highly regarded and also already on the radar of Carlo Ancelotti. So Spurs will hope to get this done over the next few days. And hopefully for Spurs fans, one of many. January's going to be quiet for me.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is it going to be one of many?
It needs to be. It needs to be. Thomas Frank was more open than usual on the injury situation. Rodrigo Bentancur doesn't sound great. Lucas Bergvall's picked up an injury against Bournemouth and he looked distraught when he came off. Dejan Kulusevski sounds like he's still nowhere near.
Yeah.
An injection to come and a serious knee injury suffered in April. People forget Kulusevski was part of a sort of 3 with Son and Kane. He's been a brilliant signing, Kulusevski. Mo Kudus, he's done pretty well since he's signed from West Ham, out to April. So
Maddison, you haven't even mentioned.
Matters. But the worst thing about it is as well, Dejan Kulusevski and Kudus are both right-sided forwards. Who did Spurs sell at the start of the January? Brennan Johnson. But, look, Brennan Johnson will be a great signing for Palace, and look, hindsight, but it leaves Spurs very, very short. So they need forwards, they need a midfielder, and if they grant Radu Dragusin a loan move back to Serie A, they might look for a defender as well. I'm going to be busy.
Just over 6 months ago, Spurs fans were jumping around in the streets. They'd won a European trophy. Can you believe the negativity at the club in that short space of time?
That is a very good question. I mean, I've got to put my cards on the table. I'm a big fan of Thomas Frank. I think he's a brilliant manager, a brilliant coach. He came close to getting the Chelsea job, Manchester United job. He had interviews for all these positions.
On the same day, weren't they?
Yeah, he ended up getting the Spurs job. Looking from the outside in, I remember when he got the Brentford job, it took him a pretty long time to get things going with Brentford, if I remember correctly. So I'm thinking all he needs is time. Just needs to be given time and he'll get it right. But having said that, I know a lot of Spurs supporters one of them sitting next to me as well. And I've been quite shocked by how angry they are and how vitriolic they are about the fact that Thomas Frank is just not for them. They are not having him at all.
Tell us then,
and whenever I try and sort of defend him and say, oh, hang on a second, you're still in the Champions League, you're still in the FA Cup, you know, you can still finish in the top 5 and get back in the Champions League as well. Just give him time. I am basically shouted down. And today I've had Spurs fans say to me, what we need is Harry Redknapp to come back. Caretaker until the end of the season, and then in the summer, let's get Poch back after the World Cup. So I don't know, maybe I just need to keep quiet and not get involved in this and stop trying to defend Thomas Frank.
Why aren't they giving Thomas Frank a fair shake of things? He's not been there long.
I know, and it was unsavoury at Brentford last week, and